C-L-E, we ride. Dog pound pride in the sky. Let's go. Lock in, lights up, game face on. It's the Hogcast, baby, bring it on. Woo! It's the Cleveland Hogcast Sports Show. Yeah. Blue collar blood, that's how we go. Let's go. Every city, every team, we won't smoke. Woo! If you ain't built like this, you might choke. Yo. It's the Cleveland Hogcast Sports Show. Say what? Hard hits, hot takes, let it roll. Let it roll. From the first whistle to the last blow. Cleveland Hogcast, welcome to the show. Hey!
Well, good morning, Cleveland sports fans. How are you today? Dr. Hogwash here with another episode of the Cleveland Hogcast Sports Show. Hope you're doing well. Beautiful sunny day here in the old land, the old city by the lake, old Cleveburg. Just thought I would jump on here really quick today. Just do a quick little thing on this whole MLB ABS thing, because it seems to be blowing up out there. So it's not going to be a real long episode, just kind of touching on a few things and making a couple personal comments, I guess. Since the old baseball season's underway, at least the farm league or the spring league is going, and I think April 3rd or somewhere in there is when the home opener is, and so it's just around the corner. So I think it's just something that's worth talking about since it's a new thing for this year. So again, hope you're all doing well, and let's get it started. So yeah, it's sparking some fair questions about the pace of the play, especially since the MLB spent years cracking down on slow games with the pitch clock. To me, growing up listening to it on the radio, I very rarely watched baseball games as a kid on TV. I generally listened to the radio just because Hegan and the gang were. It was just a pleasure to listen to. That's kind of how I remember baseball games and the excitement in those voices. And anyway, so long story short, but part of that pacing or part of the feel or the strategy of the game, like a chess match, I actually liked having the pitchers kind of battling it out with either the runners or the batter or whatever, and taking their time. To me, I enjoyed that. So anyway, yeah, you get the introduction of the game clock or the pitch clock, whatever, to try and speed the game up. Shift bands. You've got, let's see what else. Losing my train of thought here. And bigger bases. Sorry. To speed things up. So the ABS in the Major League Baseball, speeding up or slowing down the game. That's the question. So just going to try and keep it real. And this is probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest changes. Let me back up. So ABS, what does it stand for? Automated Ball Strike Challenge System. So for short. So you've probably seen the headlines, robot umps, whatever, AI. People are just resistant to technology, but that's here now. It's here, and I don't know if it'll stay, but it probably will be. It probably won't go backwards. So players can challenge balls and strikes. Let's see, tech decides. Tech? Do I want to use tech? Anyway, yeah, I guess that's. I don't know. Sorry, this morning I'm having a hard time with my words. We'll just use tech. So tech decides if the ump gets it right or wrong. So the MLB just got games averaging under 2.5 hours, but thanks to the pitch clock, now we're adding reviews that could add time back. So you slowed the game down with the stuff you did before, or sped the game up, I should say, with the stuff you did before. Now you're slowing it back down again by adding an ABS, so like a review system for balls and strikes. So now we're adding the reviews. Is this a step forward or a step back? So let's unpack that. First off, what is ABS exactly? It's not full robot umps calling every pitch automatically. That was tested in the minors, but players, fans, and the league preferred this hybrid. Human umps still call the game as usual, but if a batter, pitcher, or catcher thinks that the ump missed a ball or a strike, they can challenge it. Tap the hat or signal, and boom. Hawkeye cameras, those same ones tracking every pitch. Check the location against the batter's personalized strike zone, because not every strike zone is going to be the same, so it's going to be based on the batter. And they check the exact location, rush the results, the results flash onto the screen, or the scoreboard, I should say, and it's broadcast in seconds via T-Mobile's 5G network. Overturn, call flips, wrong, challenge used up. So, rules recap. Each team starts with 2 challenges per game. Get it right, you keep it. Blow it, it's gone. Simple as that. In extras, they reset, so there's always drama late, no endless reviews. It's designed to be quick. So the big question from viewers, does this slow the game down? We've heard complaints already. Pitch clocks fixed the dawdling. Now this, fair point. Let's look at the data from the testing. So in 2025 spring training, 288 games with ABS, average of 4.1 challenges per game. Each one took about 13.8 seconds. That's roughly 50 to 60 seconds total added per game. Compare that to the pitch clock slashing 26 minutes off the average game time since 2022. So yeah, it gives back a tiny sliver, but it's not undoing the progress. And the Major League MLB says it's a small price for getting big calls right, especially in high leverage spots like 3-2 counts or late innings where challenges happen more. In full auto ABS tests in the minors, games did drag a bit more because walks ticked up, which is interesting. So there's no framing advantage for catchers. Zones called tighter to the book, or to the letter of the law, as you will. But the challenge version, pitches per plate appearance stayed flat around 3.9 to 3.92. No big slowdown there. So if you think about it, we already have replay for home runs, tags, catches. Those can take longer. ABS is faster than most, quicker than NFL challenges, way quicker than VAR in soccer, and it's only for the most argued calls in baseball, balls and strikes. So when they polled fans, apparently they loved it. Over 60% of team personnel wanted this over nothing or full robots. So I'm with the crowd that wants accuracy. And I mean, how many times have we seen a game swing on a missed call? Umpires are human. We're all human. So we're umpires. Some night the zone's tight. Some nights generous. So ABS adds accountability without killing the human element. Simple as that. Pitchers and hitters adapt to ump's tendencies. Now they adapt to consistent tech check in clutch moments. So when do you burn a challenge? I mean, do you burn it early to test the system, to test what you're seeing? So I guess there's a little bit of strategy involved there. Save it for the ninth, save it for later in the game when you think it matters more. Because remember, there's only 2 challenges, but I wonder if that's going to bring out spies or people that have their own system that are checking balls and strikes, because if you challenge and you get it right, let's say somebody calls over into the dugout or to the over to the coach and says, "Yeah, you better challenge that one. That one was a missed call." So if you keep challenging it and you win, you're really not using any challenges. So I wonder how they're going to monitor or police that. Even if it's somebody sitting at home or sitting you know at at an off-site location that's somehow able to view what's going on and calling in, whether they should challenge something. So I don't know how that's going to get monitored, but anyway, because I think that's just prime real estate for cheating, and we'll see. So that's the new drama that's happening now. But yeah, the hypocrisy angle stings a little bit. The Major League Baseball, I'll just say MLB, um, always pushes pace of play. The pace of play. They pitch it hard. So, pitch clock violations, limits on mound visits, then adds this. It could feel clunky, maybe. I don't know. I haven't watched enough farm league stuff or cactus league stuff to know that if it's slowing the game down or if it's awkward or clunky or whatever. So, it's early 2026. Expect some growing pains. Players learning when to challenge, broadcasters adjusting graphics. They're delaying strike zone boxes to prevent teams from gaming the system. Who knows? So bottom line, this isn't blowing up the game clock. It's a smart middle ground. Fix egregious misses, keep the flow, add strategy. It keeps games fair without adding minutes, we notice. We've already established it doesn't take that long. So that argument's kind of out the window. I think it's a win. Out of the things they've implemented, I think this is more of a win than anything else. Because we've seen a number of games that we thought should have gone one way or the other because of a missed call. And so I think the accountability part of this, maybe I saw a game where an ump got three calls wrong in the same inning. I don't know if it was the same batter, but I know it was the same inning. So I would imagine that after a certain period of time, some of these umps, I don't know if there would be some, like, you got to go back to school, you got to go back to ump school and, retrain yourself, or, maybe some self-reflection on how they're calling balls and strikes, what they think the strike zone is compared to what it actually is. So again, it's early. Who knows what's going to happen, but I do like the accountability part. And with everything new, got to give it some time. And I'm not going to poo-poo all over this. I'm going to support it and see what happens. Try to be positive about it. But anything that has accountability or incorporates accountability and really doesn't affect the game, I'm all for it. There's just been too many times in the past where I think things would have been different if an ump called a game consistently or didn't miss critical calls at critical times. So anyway, let us know what you think. Throw it in the comments. And do you know what it is yet? Have you heard about it? And if you have, give me your thoughts. Let us know. So that's all I got for today. Like I said, it's going to be a short little clip, and we've got the combine starting today and, running through the weekend. So I'll probably throw in some coverage of that. Maybe not like the typical coverage you would see on the bigger networks. Maybe some things that might be interesting that, that might appeal to the people with their mock drafts and that kind of stuff. And some what ifs, like a what if Wednesday or something like that. I think I might have mentioned that last episode. But anyway, Hope you're all doing well. And until next time, Dr. Hogwash out.
Cleveland in the building, you know how we roll. From the first hot take to the final goal. From the dog pound roar to the hardwood floor. We break it all down, then we come back for more, yeah. This the Cleveland Hogcast Sports Show, we locked in. Talking every dub, every loss, every top win. You ran with the squad, now it's time that we go. Thanks for watching, that's the Cleveland Hogcast Sports Show. Hey!